Hi there. See if I can get the camera to be steady here. So today's been a day. I got my workout in and I had full intentions of doing this video this morning, but I managed to, I thought I had hurt my back, but I went to the chiropractor and apparently I had done something to my right hip flexor, and so he had to put me back in, and wow, I went from extreme pain to not as much pain. Now I'm just really sore from working out hard for a couple days. So I apologize for not being here this morning, but I'm here at last. So today's theme is life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's own courage. And I think that gives us a good opening to a poem that I tried to read to you the other day, but it didn't let me transfer, so I actually have it on my computer so I can read it to you. And a shout out to Amory, who shared this with me, because I think you are correct. It is completely appropriate to the themes and the ideas and the feeling behind daily devotionals. Be good to yourself. There's some things everyone deserves: love, respect, and time to recharge. Never settle for less. Seek out your dreams. Start small. Take it as it comes. Even a butterfly has to inch along before getting its wings. Listen to your heart. Trust your gut. If the way seems unclear, look inside yourself. Let your voice be heard. You have a story to tell, and opinions that count, and a difference to make. Stay curious and wonder. Take every opportunity to learn. Knowledge is a gift. It will take you places. Hold on to what's important. Let worries go. No matter how you look at it, some things just don't make sense. The way you choose to carry on is what really matters. And when you make the list of what you want in life, make another list of what you've got. Be sure to start with all the things that make you a beautiful person. There are so many. Most of all, remember you are loved always. I think that today's devotional and the idea that life shrinks or expands in equal proportion to the courage that you have within yourself and the reflection of how you see yourself. I mean, the other day I talked about how we sometimes damage ourselves by not realizing how beautiful we are, by not knowing who we are. Knowing who you are is sometimes a lifelong journey, and you don't learn it all at one time. You learn it in small pieces and reflections that come to you, or a reflection in someone else's behavior. You know, when you study psychology and you study, when you really start diving into self-awareness and self-care and taking care of yourself first, it's not an easy thing to do, to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm being terrible right now. I'm being selfish, or I'm being judgmental. But it's equally difficult to look in the mirror and say, I love myself and I am beautiful and it's okay. And when, like this poem, recognizing that you have a beautiful light and that you can shine, and that shine, that beautiful thing, is your courage of the self-reflection of what you've discovered, and it helps you become very bright. Trying to find where I had my place and I closed it. Here's a good one. I'll just read this one because this one's good too. Please be aware that this is a benevolent universe. It is on your side, and when you decide to join the universe in harmony, instead of remaining in your own personal disharmony, all of the forces of the universe will move to help you, because it is their desire to have you as a co-participant, not isolated or encapsulated in your own private hell. Your own private hell is something you've created. And you live isolated within it, continually going into the same areas of awareness and pulling out the same darkness, the same fears, the same misunderstandings, and bringing them before your mind's eye again and again. They are your devils. Do not be too arrogant about the dynamic creations of your own ego, because ego boundaries do not extend very far. They are not upheld by the dynamic, eternal energy of the divine. Thus, they have only limited lifespan and limited power. When you become serious about introspection, divine power begins to come into your life and remove those areas of fear from your mind. Understand, my friends, most of you adore your problems. You like them, you nurture them, you hold them close. They give you a great deal of emotional satisfaction, because you think they make you feel alive, dynamic, creative, and charged with energy. This is one way to live life, but I suggest another. If you put aside your problems for just a small amount of time, instead, spend that time tapping in and becoming one with the divine energy, you will be so filled with the creative power that you will see the pale comparison of the problems that you give time to, and never again will you forget. You are so transfixed by your problems that your desire to solve thousands of psychological dilemmas in your life that you do not see the real question or hear the real answer. How can you be free? How can you be free from the limitations of your ego and on the psyche by filling it with illusions? How can you be free for all time from fear? I love that. I love that passage. It's a true thing. Like, we hold on to our problems. I know everybody has one of those friends that's the drama queen. I know I went through this phase as a teenager where everything was just so dramatic. I remember being extremely dramatic about the silliest things. I was that person, absolutely. I went through all the stages of growing up just like everybody else did. Just because I can see things and I feel things and know things that maybe other people aren't as attuned to doesn't mean I didn't go through all the typical things that every other kid doesn't go through. And I remember being really dramatic about something. I don't even really remember what the event was, but I remember the expression on my papa's face. He looked at me with this, I don't even know how to explain it, but it was just this look of, and I don't even remember exactly what he said. I think he said something about, well, that was way out of proportion. And I remember at that moment realizing I'm holding on to this drama and I don't know why. And it doesn't fit. And it doesn't belong to me. And I can't say I was never dramatic again. Oh, yeah. It took years to overcome that. But I do remember that moment. And when I find myself kind of being there again, I remember my papa's face. I remember that face of, well, that was a little blown out of proportion. Like, it's the drama of the psyche. It's holding on to things that don't really matter. They're filled with fear. We hold on to these things because we can't see our inner light. We aren't seeing the courage within us to be who we are as spiritual beings living in a physical existence. And it's hard, and we're not all perfect, and there's hundreds of things that you can work on in your life. And one day you work on patience, and the other day you work on anxiety, and the next day you work on fear, and the next day you work on drama, somebody else's drama, somebody being in your space, maybe a narcissist or a psychopath, or cleaning your space, personal boundaries. These are all issues that layer over time, and it takes time to muddle through them so that we can be free. It isn't overnight. It takes time. Every once in a while I have a client that they come to me and they're like, well, I want to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, great. We'll work on that. You do know that this is not going to be solved in a month, right? You know that this will be something that you have now voiced that you want to work on X, Y, and Z. So these are the things you start to do to work on X, Y, and Z. And you'll get there eventually. I can't tell you when eventually will be. That is entirely dependent on you. And you're going to fall down and you're going to slide back, but then you're going to pick yourself back up again and you're going to move forward. And that makes it beautiful. That's what makes the journey difficult and hard, but beautiful and joyful and filled with all of the people and the community in our life that support us and help us be all spiritual, whole people. But I do want to say something else today, because I had an interaction with somebody, not today, but a while back. And the memory kept surfacing today, so I thought it was time to say something. I am not a rainbow and unicorns and everything's positive and my poop don't stink. I'm not that kind of person. And there are people that think that if I'm helping clients and that I am building a business around spirituality and teaching and readings and lessons and offering services and energy work, that I should be more of that kind of person. And their criticism of my approach. And I remember listening to this person's comments and I was like, well, that's not who I am. And I let it go at the time, but it cropped up today. And see, this is an example of how sometimes those things crop back up where it kind of hits you from left field. I value you out there in the wide world as a genuine human being with faults and flaws, and you're working on who you are. I value you as much as the person who is flawed. I value you as much as the person who is trying really hard to be positive and sunshine and rainbows and unicorns. I value everyone. Everyone has purpose. Everyone has a place. My approach is not going to fit every person. And that's okay. It's not supposed to be where I am the answer of everything. And I don't want to be the answer of everything. Because that, A, means I'm not doing what I'm really supposed to be doing. And I'm not being true to myself. So my approach is different. I acknowledge that approach. And if I don't fit you, that's okay. There are lots of other light workers out there. And we're all supposed to be teaching and sharing and finding our way together. So it's okay that I'm not sunshine and rainbows and unicorns. It's okay. I like the dirt and the smell of the trees and the leaves and the plants that grow in the earth. And I love, when I was a kid, I loved being barefoot. My feet are a little tender now, but barefoot and dirt under my fingernails and sweat from running and the grit of life. I love living it. That's what gives me the connection to the earth that I live in. Helps me know that I'm real. Helps me know that you're real. So that's today's daily devotion. Kind of long, but I needed to get all that out. Okay, so February 16th, is that today? Yes, it is. In the distant past, a rite called the Devil's Dance was performed annually on this date as part of a Tibetan New Year festival. Monks wearing grotesque masks would dance for hours in a village. Sorcerer exorcised demons and the evil influences of the past year with various magical incantations. That's interesting. I didn't know that about Tibetan New Year festival. Distant past. It doesn't really give you a date of when that was popular, but that's pretty cool. Every culture has some really cool, neat variances in life. Okay, so yesterday was the new moon, just so you know. And that means we have a week or so before the full moon. The full moon's on the 1st of March, right? March is almost here. Oh my goodness. So, also, those of you who are keeping track of classes, I canceled the empathy class for this Saturday. I haven't had anybody sign up for it, but I've done so many classes, so don't worry about it. I'm going to do another one in April or May. I haven't decided which, and I'm going to have some shiny new brochures out here soon, and I'm teaching I'm going to be on Jacobus's radio show on March 10th. I'm going to be teaching Wheel of the Year class on March 10th. That's going to be all about connecting to the seasons and the year and how you fit in that pattern astrologically. It's actually a really cool class. I've taught it two times before now, and every time I teach it, people get a lot of information out of it. It's really cool to kind of look at the seasons and the year and how you connect to all that. It's a fun class. Those of you that struggle with anxiety and empathy and all that, I think even with that, you should think about coming. Invite your friends, come as a little clique, that's fine. I can also do a bigger class for that one because it's not energy work. We're going to be doing more like information and talking about the year and your connection to the year, and it's a really cool class. That's on the 10th of March, and then on the 24th of March, I'm going to be doing my empathy workshop in Billings. I'm going all the way to Billings. I'm excited. So anyway, I hope you all have a beautiful day, beautiful evening, and I'm going to load this up to YouTube tonight, and then I'm going to take another naproxen because my back doesn't hurt as bad as it did because I went to a chiropractor and he was amazing. But I'm having to ice it and heat it alternately tonight. So anyway, have a beautiful day today and tomorrow and Sunday because I probably won't be posting this weekend. But I might. Who knows? And I will see you later in prayer.